Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and do an episode 2 of me doing technical analysis for you guys, preparing you for the upcoming week. Now, in this video, we're going to go ahead and focus on some tech stocks that I'm watching for a potential bounce back. As you guys know, tech stocks have been taking a hit due to the increasing yields, the 10-year, the 30-year, and it's been causing some of these stocks to slide over the last few weeks. Now, my thought process is if we get some type of bounce, if the yields start to slow down, then some of these really popular, really strong tech stocks can have a really nice bounce. We have some important technical analysis, some moving averages that I'm watching. So in today's video, we'll go ahead and break those down. As you guys know, this is a new idea on the channel, me breaking down some stocks that I'm watching. So if you're enjoying it, make sure to let me know by pressing that like button down below, subscribe to the channel for some more videos, and press that bell notification so you know every single time that I post one of these videos. All right, guys, so since we're focusing on some tech stocks, let's go ahead and start with looking at the NASDAQ. So this is /NQ. This is the NASDAQ futures. It trades 24 hours, so we can sort of get an idea without any choppiness in the market to see how the NASDAQ has been performing. So the blue line is the 20-day moving average, the yellow line is the 50-day moving average, and the green line is the 100-day moving average. So looking at this, and if you guys remember last video, we were watching that 50-day. We actually tried to bounce off of it this day right here, but we did have a big red day through it, sort of nullifying that support there at the 50-day. So you can see we did hold it in the past. We held it back here. Now back on the in November, we went out to the 100-day moving average. It looks like we may try to hit that support level. So the 100-day is sitting right around 12,500 on the NASDAQ. If we get there, then we definitely will see some type of support, I believe. If we don't get there and try to chop around here under the 50, that is a possibility as well. But sometimes it takes things to get worse before they get better. So I am definitely looking at that 100-day as another potential support here on the NASDAQ. If we quickly go over to the Dow or the S&P, this is the S&P futures, you guys can see that we are at the 50-day still. So we are finding some support there at the 50-day moving average on the S&P 500. So you can see there, delete that big circle. There's some 50-day support. And then if we go to the Dow, which is /YM, you guys will see as well support there on the 50-day moving average. So the NASDAQ's definitely taking a little bit larger of a hit in the recent trend. We're looking at that 100-day moving average. So we'll see what happens. We want to see if tech can get a bounce. We need these yields to start slowing down. That's really what's scaring investors out of these tech stocks. So the first one we're going to look at, as always, I think a lot of you guys trade Tesla. So we're just going to go ahead and look at Tesla. I think we'll probably make that a common occurrence here on the technical analysis. So here's Tesla. This is the daily chart. We saw that first really strong bounce at the 100-day moving average right there. Huge wick higher, big green day, followed by another green day there as well. But you can see we weren't able to hold up there. We weren't able to break above the 50-day. And it looks like we're starting to downtrend again. Now, potentially, if this tech sector stays weak, maybe we see another attempt at this 100-day moving average. That is totally possible. What I want to do is I want to go to the 4-hour because this sort of gives you a better idea of why Tesla is not able to break above. So if we go to the 4-hour, what you guys will notice, the 20-day moving average on the 4-hour has been a line of resistance here on Tesla. So ever since the 20-day moving average has fallen below the 50 and 100, back here around, this is the 11th of February, you can see every single time that Tesla has tried to break above it, it has failed. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times so far, it has not been able to break that 20-day moving average to the upside. First thing I want to see, if we start to see some bullish movement on Tesla, we need to see this break this 20-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. If we get that, maybe we can try to find some support and try to move back towards the high. So first thing first, you can see we have some really strong support here at 670. A little bit of a double top right now as we sort of stand moving into this next week. We don't want to see us break down again. The ultimate support, the ultimate level that we need to hold is that 100-day moving average on the daily. So that is right here. That is $627.40 as it stands. So we'll have to see what happens. That 20-day moving average on the 4-hour is the key level that I'm watching if we can break above. One last thing that I want to point out here on Tesla is the RSI. So if you look down here on the bottom, you'll see that the RSI is getting close to 30, which indicates that it is an oversold position. We have not been in this low of an RSI until, I can't even see it on this chart if I move back. The last time we were below 30 or near 30 was during the March crash due to the virus. So this is back here. This is around 30.23 on the RSI. We're coming back down. We have not been there since March, so we're definitely getting in an oversold position, something to definitely keep in mind. The next stock that I'm tracking is PayPal. PayPal had some really good earnings. The stock moved past $300 a share before all of this tech weakness, and we've gotten a really big breakdown since that. So from the high of 309 until where we are right now, that's about a 16% fall in just a few weeks, if not maybe a week and a half. We're at this 50-day moving average, which is quite interesting. We are trying to find some support there at the 50-day. We found it there in the past. So right here, we found some 50-day support. We found some 20-day support back here. So us coming back to this 50-day is definitely interesting. After a really good earnings report, a sell-off seems a little bit overdone. So I'm definitely watching this on the daily chart. We see that over the past, we have moved down into these moving averages multiple times. So the 50-day right here, a nice touch, a big breakout past that. Nice fall here to the 50-day, looking to see if we can find some support. Now, obviously, we need support across the tech sector, across the NASDAQ for this support bounce to work, but this is definitely one that I'd keep an eye out for. So PayPal at that 50-day is a key level of support. If we can break back above this 20-day, which I've been calling out on my Options Insider Instagram, then I'll be looking to take a swing trade here on PayPal. You can see we've had a pretty big gap down right around here, so we have a gap here that needs to be filled. Maybe we try to break back and fill the gap around $273 a share, which would also get us above that 20-day moving average. So let's keep an eye on PayPal. Let's see if we can hold this 50-day. That would be the key level and the key level of support that I'm watching. The next one I have pulled up here is Spotify. Spotify has been a large holding of ARK Invest. You guys probably are familiar. Cathie Wood, she continues to buy Spotify. It's fallen quite a bit from its highs. It hit highs of 387 back on the 22nd of February, and from that point, it's fallen just about 20% back into this very strong support area. So you can see we've sort of created a range here on Spotify around $310 a share. We're also right back to the 100-day moving average. So you guys can see this last candle, this last day, supported that 100-day moving average, trying to find, some bids, trying to get sort of bought up here at the 100-day. That is definitely important. What you will notice is that previous resistance has turned into support. So if we draw a range here all the way across the chart, you can see a previous resistance back here around 300 has now turned into support after we broke above it. So the key was this breakout right here. We can see we broke out right around here, and now we are trying to hold these previous levels of resistance as support. We also have the 100-day moving average right here. So if we can hold this 100-day, if we can hold this previous level of resistance as support, I could see Spotify trying to trade back in this range. So we're sort of in this range between 350 and 300. Maybe we get a move back towards this 350 if we can hold this 100-day moving average. Ideally, we get some tech support across the NASDAQ, which will definitely help out Spotify. Overall, Spotify is definitely in an oversold situation here, sitting at some really good support. So I would definitely watch this for potential swing trade. And you have that, confidence that ARK Invest, Cathie Wood is investing in this heavily. So obviously she sees something positive about this company. The fourth one is Roku. So we all know Roku has been a monster of a stock this year, probably a little bit overbought. I think it's a little crazy how much it's moved up since March. It was basically under $100 a share, and we almost hit $500 a share in the last year. So a huge move here. But one thing that I really points out is that Roku has really been holding this trend. So every time it hit the 20-day moving average, it had a really nice bounce here for almost all of last year. Every time this 20-day hit, we found some really strong support. And right now we are pulling back to the 50-day, similar to where PayPal is. So we're at that 50-day. You can see the stock is starting to get a little choppy, which means that there is a little bit of a battle there between the buyers and sellers trying to see if we can hold up near this 50-day moving average. If we can hold up, if the NASDAQ can find support, Roku is one of the prime stocks that I'm watching for a move back towards this 100-day. We have this gap here, a gap down from around $435. We gap straight down to around $420 right here. So if we can find support at this 50, start to curl back up, NASDAQ starts to find some support, I definitely think Roku can find support here at this 50-day and try to move back higher. If we fail the 50-day, you guys know what to do. Watch for that 100-day bounce. If you can get Roku here at the 100-day, that is almost a 30% drop from its highs, which is definitely a deal in my opinion. So keep an eye here on Roku. Keep an eye in the tech sector. I think this is one of the prime candidates to get a bounce back if tech finds some support. On top of the moving average, Roku also is finding some support here near this recent low. So you guys will see that Roku found some support back here around 380 in early or late January. We've bounced off of it and we came right back to it. So maybe we get a double bottom here. We have the 50-day moving average support. Maybe that's our thesis to see if we can get a bounce. So similar to Roku and similar to PayPal, Square is another stock that's sitting at its 50-day moving average, holding a really strong trend line here. So you'll see we have a trend line support here on Square. We have the 100-day moving average below. We have not hit it yet, but you'll see in the past we've sort of moved past that 50-day, found support, and bounced once again. So it would not surprise me to see Square do something like this, come back, maybe a little bit pullback, and then come back towards these highs. You'll see in the past we found support on this trend line multiple times, and these moving averages have really proved as really strong support. So we see the 50-day here, the yellow line, one time here, a second time here, once again, and right now we are sort of in that battle on Square. We had earnings, which were pretty good. We've fallen off those earnings because Square has moved up quite a bit into that earnings report. And when stocks move that much into earnings and they don't really impress and don't warrant this high of a stock price, along with the weakness we've seen on tech, I understand why Square has fallen off these earnings. But that means there is an opportunity. You don't want to get scared out of situations like this. So a big pullback on Square, that is almost a 20% pullback here on Square, back to this strong trend line, back to the 50-day moving average. So since this whole video is about if we get a tech bounce, if we start to see some support there, these are some of the names that I think will definitely get a catalyst and move higher with it. So Square, Roku, Spotify, Tesla, PayPal, big tech names, great earnings that came out, have fallen double digits off their highs because of the yields increasing. We're at important moving averages, we're at important trend lines, and this is sort of what I'm watching moving into next week. Maybe we don't get the bounce next week. If we do, then we probably will see some movement here. But if we continue to fall, we get even more discounts on these tech names coming back to the 100-day moving averages, which will make me even more bullish for a stronger bounce in the future. So guys, I hope you enjoyed those 5 stocks that I broke down. Technical analysis, moving averages, hoping for that tech bounce back. We know tech stocks can move a lot when there's market support. We know the option contracts are highly lucrative. So if we can catch some of these bounces on some swing trades, then I think there is a lot of money to be made. If you enjoyed this video, another TA video, make sure to smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel for some more of these videos. If you want to join my Discord chat where I do this technical analysis every day for the group, talk to the 1,400 other traders, trade live with them every single day, check it out. It's going to be the first link in the description below. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you're ready for another exciting week, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.